What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Corvette Weekly. This is, of course, the show you can tune into for anything and everything Corvette. We cover pretty much all of it here, whether it's rumors, leaks, news, maintenance items, ownership experiences. If it's Corvette you want, Corvette you shall find right here. So if that's what you're looking for, you're on the right channel. But anyway, guys, it's the third week of July, which means the third week of giveaways from Solar Performance. They are the sponsor for the month of July here on Corvette Weekly. So we are going to be giving away another throttle controller tonight. We're going to be doing it a little differently. I've done this in the past, but tonight, if you want to get entered to win the throttle controller, which again, doesn't even have to just be for a Corvette. If you have, like if Jay Brazelton's in the chat here, he has a Bronco, and he's going to try to win it for the Bronco. So things like that. It doesn't have to be the Corvette. And if you want to win it, what it's going to take is $10 as an entry. That will give you one entry. $50 or more will give you double entries. Or if you want to do things crazy, you can actually go to my website, and we're going to do some purchasing of merch for my website. So if you go to the horsepowerobsessed.com website, come down here to HPO merchandise. Any one of these t-shirts you buy will give you 30 entries. So normally for that price, you would be in at 20 entries. If you want to do double entries on the key tags, they're $10. Those will get you 10 entries. Sorry. So normally you would only get one entry for that price. You're going to get 10 this time. So 10 entries for a key tag, 30 entries for a t-shirt, or one entry for $10 donated, and double entries for $50 plus. So if you guys want to get entered to win the best way possible, grab a key tag, grab a t-shirt. That's the best way to do it. That's going to get you the most entries, and it will definitely solidify your really good chances of winning a throttle controller. So that's going to be the giveaway for tonight, guys. I'm going to get that out of the way really quickly. I do want to bring on Joe. He's in the background here. He's going to talk a little bit about the service that we offer with the HPO Vet Exchange. We put out a video about that a couple days ago, and I've gotten a pretty overwhelming response from it, to be honest with you. I've been sending him stuff all day long. I'm sure he's tired at this point. But here's Joe. He's going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing here. So, Joe, take it away.
Thanks, Justin. Hey, David. Hello, everybody. Thank God I've got the Mountain Dews after the comment of working hard all day. So it's keeping me going. So yeah, we have a brand new car to talk about this particular week. So it's a 2023 stunning one owner 2LT Arctic White Coupe. There's well over $107,000 in this car. Just under 83 was the sticker price, but there's a couple mods that were added after that would have been from the factory, but the buyer wanted to avoid constraints at the time. So for instance, it does have the factory high wing, which was put on post-purchase. It has magnetic ride control, GT2 bucket seats, carbon fiber interior trim, as you can see in the picture, yellow painted calipers, suede wrapped steering wheel, stealth interior trim package, two-tone seats, carbon flash painted mirrors, stealth package cross flags, factory high wing. Something I like a lot, the AWE touring exhaust with black tips. For those of you that have not heard that, I happen to think it's one of the really naturally, really deep sounding exhausts for the C8. Comes with engine bay covers. It has Pilot 4S tires that were added just 1,500 miles ago. As you can see in the picture, it's got custom stance SF10 wheels, ceramic tint XBell front splitter, CO6 rockers, carbon flash engine panels. It goes on and on. You can check all the features out on the site. I'd be remiss if I did not say it also does have the 91 millimeter throttle body, solar, and the solar throttle controller. And the engine compartment has a beautiful carbon fiber X-brace, as well as some of the other things I mentioned that are in the engine bay. So check it out. We've got it listed at $74,000 with only 3,700 miles. Again, the car has over 107,000 in it. So it's a really, really super clean. And the last thing I should probably also mention is that it has complete expel and ceramic coating around the entire car that still has an 8-year warranty remaining on it.
So yeah, the expel, it's expel stealth, so it actually gives that Arctic white kind of a frosted
I was just
look.
gonna ask that, Justin.
Yeah,
it looks like it's got that like.
It's a really nice look. It was actually done at Blackout Tinting up here by me. I know Steven, I don't know if he's in here, but Steven Risha is the one selling it. Definitely an awesome car. So expel,
Yeah,
exactly.
that thing's fire. Dude, those wheels are fire on that
I know
car.
it looks really good in
Does
person.
that look good? God.
Yeah, I was pretty intrigued by the two-tone look myself, and
That looks amazing.
I think it looks really good with the Arctic white, body color. It looks really sharp.
That looks amazing.
Yeah, did a really nice job, and it has a nice sky gray interior, as you can see in that one picture there.
Yeah, that's spec'd very well.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely. So we sense that one won't probably be around too long. So if you're interested or know anybody looking for a really super build, and well done, Stephen. It's been a pleasure talking with you, by the way. Next up is our C5 1998 with over 700 horsepower. We did have a price reduction. You'll recall we started out at $42,000, which for the over 100,000 into this car was still a really, really attractive price. It just got more attractive. It's $37,000. I remind everybody that the quarter-mile time of this car is faster than the 2025 Z06, which obviously is no slouch. So this is a really beautiful car, 100 trophy car show winner. It is a manual, and both the horsepower and torque are over 700. So check that one out as well. And then I also just wanted to remind everybody, on the solar front, Carlisle, we will be there in Justin's HPO booth. We will have a full array of Corvette products, from throttle bodies to throttle controllers. But just a reminder, and some of you have already taken advantage of this, so well done. We are running a pre-show special. Justin has the phone number, and also you can just ask for Tiffany and just mention HPO 5, and she'll know that you're calling in respect to Carlisle. The special offer is free shipping on any of the parts on our website, as well as also we are going to extend our factory 1-year warranty to 3 years at no charge. And then we have blowout install prices available. It's $20 if you buy now and want to make an appointment as part of that purchase. For Carlisle, installing a solar throttle controller is just $20. If you want to have, and we have that, by the way, for the C6, C7, and C8 available. In terms of throttle bodies, again, C6, C7, C8. However, at the show, we will only be installing C6 and C7, since C8 takes a lot more effort to take the trunk portion apart, and we just don't have the time to be able to accommodate that type of install. The throttle bodies cost for an install is a steal at $50, $60. I'm sorry. No, I apologize. $40. We're giving a package deal of $50 if you want to do both the controller and the throttle body together. That's a savings of easily $150 to $175 or more if you were having those two parts installed in a C6 or a C7. So take advantage of that. The spots are starting to fill up. Just call the number, ask for Tiffany, tell her you want the pre-sale HPO special. She'll help you with the parts should you need it. If you're on our website at www.solarengineering.com, go to the store and go to GM, and you can go through all the different options available in terms of different millimeter throttle bodies, or you can just call and she can walk through with you the right parts for your particular vehicle. And then last but not least, I just wanted to welcome Justin, our latest official member to the Natural Glass Corvette Association, which is now in our 51st year, celebrating in the state of New Jersey. For those of you wondering, why is a Corvette club called Natural Glass Corvette Association? David, what's your guess? Why would it be called Natural Glass Corvette Association?
You got me on that one, bro.
Well, I got to confess, they had me on it when I joined 4 years ago. And then one of the founders, Mr. Peter Carey, said to me, come on, fiberglass, natural glass.
Yeah.
Natural glass.
Club is
See,
50 years ago. Now do you get it? And
whenever I
said,
first heard that, I thought it
tell me
meant
twice.
like it was just so clean and glossy that it looked like glass.
Yeah, I was kind of going the glass route as far to not fiberglass.
You're right.
But glass.
Yeah. Yeah. So thank you, Justin. Justin is now our official sponsor with respect to YouTube sponsors of Corvettes. So we're very proud to have you join, and we appreciate you going to be joining in August on our next meeting call for all the folks. So I'm going to leave it there. Thanks a lot, but I'll keep listening to the show tonight. So have a good show, and thanks everybody.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you, Joe.
All right, guys. So like Joe said, you got to make this phone call. I'm going to paste the number again in the chat. If you guys are interested, call them up, let them know what you want to have installed. Like Joe said, we're going to install everything except for the throttle bodies on the C8. If you have a throttle body for a C7 or a C6, that will be installed as well. Throttle controllers for the C8 are fine, just not the throttle bodies. They take too long on the C8, unfortunately. So
For you.
yeah.
I've done those things about 300 freaking times now, man.
If you buy it for the show, you'll get free shipping and the extended warranty. And if you have it with you at the show and David feels froggy,
Was it will work for Mountain Dew? Is that how that works, Justin?
there you go. Yeah. So
look, I gotta talk to Joe about one for the C6, man.
yeah, exactly. Yep. I'm hoping to get one for my ZR1 here soon. So guys, again, if you want to get in on the giveaway tonight, it is the throttle controller for your car of choice. Jay Brazelton, I got you entered already. He typically donates a week prior to the show, so awesome that he's the early bird basically. But we've gotten a couple entries already on the website, so if you want to get in big, if you purchase a key tag from my website, horsepowerobsessed.com, key tags will get you.
Sure.
Yeah. The key tags will get you, 10 entries, and then the shirts will get you 30 entries. So that's the way to do it big, because you're saving a lot of money by buying the key tags or the shirts and getting more entries that way. So
I love my key tags, man. I really do. I have the
I do
red
too.
and black one for the C8. I have the gray one for my truck. I have the what the other car? Oh, blackout. Did they tell you when I dropped my car off? I had my blackout one. I've changed it over to the C6, so I had the blackout 10 and key tag, and they all went nuts for it. They're like, "We need these."
Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, you probably should actually, Becca.
Yeah.
We'll talk more about why she thinks that here in the near future, but it's definitely something that should probably be happening. Seawolf Z06, what's up, man?
There he is.
You guys still at the car show? If you're still at the car show and you're tuning in on this, I like it.
Legendary right there.
I like it.
Legendary is here.
All right, so we got Brandon Jensen in for the 30 entries. He bought a t-shirt. Charles is in for, he bought 2 t-shirts, so he's in for 60 entries. How about that? Charles is in for 60 entries. He's going big or going home, and he's not going home, it looks like. So, very nice. Very nice. Again, t-shirt, 30 entries. Key tag, 10 entries. So, if you guys want to get in big on this, that's the way to do it. So, we are going to be talking a lot tonight, guys, about, of course, I don't think we can have a live video anymore without talking a little bit about the ZR1 or the ZR1X. I think that's just the way it's going to be. I know a lot of you guys have commented on the video. Obviously, if you haven't seen it yet, I have sold my C8 Z06. I sold that in preparation for the C8 ZR1. Now, I want you guys to understand, the C8 ZR1 for me is going to be at least, if I had to guess, at least 8 months away. So it's not like I sold my Z06 to jump immediately into a ZR1. I do not have one like ready to go. I'm waiting for the 26 allocations to come out, and then at that point, a bunch of the 2025 guys got pushed over to the 2026, so they're going to be taking the first spots. Even with a very early allocation that I have, I still probably will not see that car for roughly 6 to 8 months. So don't get your hopes too high that that's what I have waiting around. That's not what I have. I do, however, have something that's going to bridge the gap, and it's not just my C7 ZR1. I got something else, and
which to be honest with me, or to you, that was a surprise.
It was to me too. It was to me too.
It was.
I wasn't really.
I was like, is this real?
Yeah.
Like, is this really what's happening? And then we had the other card. You're like, oh, gotta go sign some papers. I was like, it's real.
Yeah. I kind of had it in my head. I was looking for something, and then whenever I found this particular one, I was like, all right. So stay tuned for that, guys. That's going to be a video coming here very soon, probably sometime a little later this week. There is something to bridge the gap, but I am going to be paying a little bit more attention to my ZR1 as well, the C7 ZR1. Then whenever I do go to build the C8 ZR1, of course, you guys are coming along with me on all that. So I just want to set the expectations here.
And I'm excited to see what you do with what you got coming.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be, it's already awesome. I've already done a bunch of stuff to it. It's like
the pictures are amazing, but it's also a whole nother palette. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yep.
Oh, it's got to be exciting. You got to be excited.
Yep. Oh, I'm very excited. Every time I open the garage,
well, and then we're working something out, guys. I may just be dropping my C6 off, or actually shipping it to Justin, and just letting him do things that I don't even know about. And we're gonna see, he's gonna surprise me with stuff. It takes a lot of trust to do this, guys, but that's probably what we're gonna end up doing here. Where he's got some ideas.
We're all car guys, so you can trust me.
Yep.
All right, Todd.
Yeah.
I got you in for 30 entries. Jay, it looks like I only got one key tag for you, so you'll get in for 10 more entries on top of the 10 you already have. So again, guys, key tags are going to be 10 entries. T-shirts are going to be 30 entries. So if you want to get in big on this giveaway, the Solar Performance Throttle Controller, which, like I said, will work on pretty much any car out there. There are some exceptions, of course, but most of you guys in the chat are going to want this for the C8 or C7 or C6 of some kind. So, yeah.
Yeah, Hot Rod Todd asked, and I know the answer to this question already, but he asked about museum delivery.
100%.
Yep. And we're gonna make an event of it, guys. Like,
yeah, big event,
it's
because
gonna be an event.
First off, it'll be my first museum delivery. First off, second, it's a freaking ZR1, and third, yes. So
yes,
yeah, it's
yes. I'm
definitely
actually
taking
taking my C6 up in the fall to do the experience, just to do the same thing I did with this one.
Yep.
And then I'm doing the same thing when I get my ZR1. I'm
That's
definitely
awesome.
doing museum delivery.
So Seawolf06 says, please do tell. You're closer than you even know, and you haven't even guessed. That's how close you are to it. But I don't want to give too much of this away, because it is kind of a surprise. Like David said, it surprised him. I'll be honest, I'm the one signing the papers, and it surprised me. So
it did. And guys, like, you guys have followed Justin for a long time. I'm telling you, this one's you're gonna be like, no way. Because I was like, is this real? Like, is this real?
Yeah.
And then you're like, gotta go, I'm signing papers.
All right, Wheeler, take it easy, man. I appreciate you jumping on. Randall, what's up, man? How you doing? Crystal, how you doing? You have to do the NCM delivery. I definitely will. I've watched David do it. I've watched Brandon do it. I've watched Shane. Actually, I was there for Shane whenever he did it. And the whole time I'm thinking, God, is this freaking awesome? Like, it's just something you don't get with regular cars.
No. And I tell you what, I watched that video you did of Shane's delivery at least 150 times.
Dude, it was awesome.
I knew my date. I knew it was coming.
Yep.
I kept watching just on repeat, man. But
yep.
Yeah, and then actually, Dean, all the delivery people are great, but see if Dean's working your day. If Dean's working your day, get Dean to do yours. He was absolutely phenomenal.
We'll retouch or revisit this conversation when it gets closer, but absolutely. Steven, Supercharged E-Ray says museum is the best way to receive a new Corvette. He's received a couple there, so if he's saying it, it's legit. Kevin Horan, also, you guys still at the car show? I didn't see the answer to that from Dan.
I think Dan said they left to catch the show or something. I think he said.
Oh, okay. Well, either way, that's pretty cool. If they're tuning in while at a car show, I love it. Professor Corvette says he'll be at my ZR1 museum delivery. That's awesome, man. Nice. It would not be a delivery without you. I'll tell you that much.
Right.
Yeah, that was
and your bag of goodies.
That was kind of my concern. Hot Rod Todd says the NCM delivery can kind of delay your delivery sometimes. I honestly don't really care at this point, because as of now, I'm getting a ZR1. I'm getting a 2026. The people who already have a 2025 have kind of already started to do their content, so I'm not super worried about it being a little bit later than that. I'm more I want the experience is what it is.
Yeah, and again, too, you're still going to be early enough, man, that it's going to be, more than, novel still to you when you get it. Trust me, it's going to be insane. I've been watching these numbers this car's laying down.
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
I know. Yeah, Lewis says he'll be at the ZR1 delivery if possible. I appreciate it. We'll definitely revisit this and start creating an actual group once I have a better idea of when that would be. But for the most part, you're all invited, 100%. So
I just had an idea. I should wait on my C6 experience and do them at the same time.
I mean, that could be 8+ months from now.
fun.
If you're okay waiting, I think that'd
fine.
be awesome. Yeah,
I'm just doing it to do it for me. I'm not even
Right.
doing it for content. But if I do the same time, that would be insane. That would be awesome.
Yeah, we should just have 6 of us or whatever do museum
Take the whole-
deliveries. Just
take the whole
take the
boulevard
whole
over.
freaking museum over. That'd be awesome. Heck yeah, dude.
HBO Takeover version 2.
Yeah. Charles says, I would have anxiety over losing that exhaust note from the Z06. That is my only concern about that ZR1. The only concern. And I'm talking with Steven and a couple other people about it right now, because they might have found something. They might have found something that makes it sound a little more like a Z06, and that's all I need. That's the last piece to the puzzle.
Corey up. Corey up. I'm trying to get back information that nobody knows yet, man.
Jay says, we'll all be at your NCM delivery. I appreciate it, guys.
Ooh, or the bash in 26 if it comes to that. Oh, that'd be April.
That timing might work. That might work. That would be an amazing bash.
Subscribers. Your subscribers, they're just like, all these ideas just keep pouring.
Yeah.
We're just like, yeah, we could do that too.
Yeah, Steven says you'll have your car within 2 weeks of release. It's just how the museum works.
Yeah.
So I'm not that worried about 2 weeks. Isn't going to make or break anything. Gordon Cruz says, I'm so happy for you, Justin. Your ZR1 museum will be a terrific memory. Absolutely. Thanks, Gordon. Justin, you're having a booth at Carlisle. If you want to use my ZR1 for it, let me know. I don't know that I'm going to have room, but as long as you have a field pass, I could probably squeeze you in there somewhere. We'll talk more about that off the live here.
Yeah, and I may have some room too. Like if they want some in between, like where in between hours, if they want to, just
usually I park my truck back in there somewhere too. So that's
no. I'm talking about
be,
because ours we got 4 now, and then we'll have the 2 on the edge that are nobody's. So
yeah, we'll see. Yeah, Squirrel Cage Garage says for a car like that, there's literally no other option than museum delivery. Oh, heck yeah, man. He'll make a trip out from Cali for it. If that's the case, nobody has any excuse. You guys all should come. If he's coming from California.
Exactly.
Vlad says, when is Mr. HPO taking delivery of ZR1? Again, just so you guys know, since you've probably seen the video that I sold the C8 Z06 in anticipation for the ZR1. The ZR1 is not coming anytime soon. I would say at least 8 months from now, and that's kind of like best case scenario. So don't think that I sold that because I have one already. That's not the case. I want to set proper expectations here. The ZR1 is still a little ways off, but selling the Z06 did put me in a good financial position to do a couple other things. So it made sense to get rid of it, even though it was difficult, because I literally poured my heart and soul into that car. So it was hard, but it's worth it. You guys will see that coming up here soon. It was definitely worth it.
And your video where you got rid of it, when you said have a moment of silence, I was actually at work and I actually had a moment of silence. Legitimately, I was just like, wow.
Yeah, 6 to 8 months is a guess.
That just happened.
It's a guess. Honestly, if I had to guess, the 6 to 8 months is probably underestimating how long it's actually going to be. I would imagine, if anything, it's going to be a little longer than that. Hopefully, I'm wrong, and it's here next month. That'd be cool too. I'm okay with that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Jim, I will get a Ron Fellows trip again with actually both of the purchases. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, and Professor Corvette.
I didn't think about that actually.
Yeah, I was going to say I that was something that occurred to me shortly afterwards, but Professor Corvette says Ron Fellows is free with the ZR1. It was free with my C7 ZR1, and I kick myself every time because I didn't make it out there for the ZR1 because I bought that car right, like kind of almost at the end of 2019, and right around the time COVID was really getting crazy. It couldn't get flights out to the Ron Fellows Spring Mountain. I ended up losing it. Professor Corvette says he already has great memories of Justin's upcoming ZR1 delivery. He sees the future.
That's right.
If you guys are just tuning in, we got a bunch of people in here. Smash the thumbs up button first off. Where are we at with that? I usually like to hit 100 by 8 o'clock. We got a couple minutes for it. Smash the thumbs up if you can, guys. If you're interested in the giveaway tonight, it is, of course, sponsored by Solar Performance. They're going to be with us at Carlisle, and you'll be able to purchase throttle controllers and throttle bodies and have them installed on your car as well, with a little bit of a discount on shipping, actually no shipping at all, and a 3-year warranty for free. So throttle bodies and throttle controllers for all of the cars, except for the throttle bodies on the C8s. Those will not be installed at the show, but everything else will be. So
Yeah,
if you're interested in that,
go ahead.
if you're interested in that, come out to Carlisle. But if you aren't coming to Carlisle and you just want to win one, we're giving away a throttle controller tonight. If you go to my website, horsepowerobsessed.com, buy a key tag, it will give you 10 entries into winning this throttle controller. Any one of the t-shirts on the site will give you 30 entries into winning this controller, and we're going to be giving it away tonight. So check out the website and hit thumbs up.
Yeah, well, and Solar, anything they have the money back guarantee. You buy it, you don't like it, send it back, they'll give you your money back. I was talking to Joe about it this week, and he was like, we haven't had one come back. So, on the throttle controllers, he said we haven't had one of those come back.
Yeah,
yet.
I can't imagine why you would. I mean, the price by itself, even if you buy it full price, I mean, you can win it here, but if you bought it for full price, it's still, in the grand scheme, what mod on your car are you going to pay $200 for and get that kind of? It
just changes it completely.
Yeah.
It just changes. Yeah, I'm doing a video on the one on the C8, and I'm changing it through all the modes, and I slapped it over into Ludicrous tonight, and I just laughed the whole way through it because it's insane.
Yeah, Ludicrous it's literally crazy. And I mean,
Yeah.
you realize really quickly why the name is what it is. All right, so we got so far 1, 2, 3, 4 people that have bought some stuff on the website, guys. If you want to get the best possible bang for your buck on entry, a key tag or a t-shirt will get you the most. Starched Up says that, Justin, I watched you say goodbye to your Z06. I've been there. I actually filmed the guy driving away with my last C6 Z06. It very much felt like saying goodbye to your child. Yeah, I made that same comparison a couple times where it felt like I was literally saying goodbye to a part of myself. Like, I built that car. I mean, especially since that one it was a Z06. It was not even a Z07 package car. So everything about that car was redone for the most part. And yeah.
And just there wasn't a cleaner one out there. I mean, I'm really, really excited for this in between ZR1 chapter that's coming right now because of what you did with the last car, like how you've got next things. I'm excited, bro.
Becca says the first stop should always be to see us at Blackout. It absolutely should be. It just so happens to be I have my Blackout Tinting t-shirt on here too.
Yep. Well,
I'm repping Blackout Tinting, and David's over there repping me. So.
Well, and I drove it around just because I could not drive it, but it was local stuff. But that was I trailered mine all the way down to Miami to get it done because it was closer than going back up to Pittsburgh. So.
Yeah, that's crazy. Who was I just talking to about that? I was just talking to somebody about the fact that you drove all the way from Atlanta basically to Hollywood, Florida to get it PPF'd, and how crazy that is and how it's really not crazy, because you probably passed 20 detail shops, if not more. But the problem is that the product that they're putting on the car, that doesn't even matter. It's the installer. You need installers that know how to manipulate this product in order to make your car look the best it possibly can. Like with your car, David, in the video you took, I could see the swirl marks in the paint.
Swirling, yeah.
And that by itself, you want to keep this car, you want it to be pristine. Obviously, it's a great car. You want it to keep for a long time. Wait until you see what no paint correction, but just expel on that car. Wait until you see it. You will not see a scratch. There will not be a swirl mark visible. And that by itself is incredible. But This is the stuff that a lot of shops won't tell you, and they'll gladly take your money and say, yeah, we'll polish it before we put on Expel. You don't need to do that unless the scratching is really bad. If it's just swirl marks, they will disappear. I've seen it 100 times.
And that's exactly what you said. And then Felipe told me the same thing. But back to you're saying about the installers, right? Or the people, like, your shop, down in Miami. I mean, I met those guys when I came down to visit you the one time. But also, when we were up in Pittsburgh, when I came to visit, meeting Josh, meeting the crew up there. I mean, like the people at Blackout, no matter what shop you go to, are awesome people, man. Like, and to me, like trusting somebody with my car is like peace of mind. Like, I mean, my dad said, you can't put a price on your peace of mind, and to be able to just drop it off and know that when I pick it up, it's going to be better than when I drop it off.
Yep.
And it ain't going to be anything but babied when it's there.
Yep.
It's amazing.
So gotta throw out the super chat. Thank you, Brian. He threw out a super chat for us. Vlad says, Justin, are you keeping the C701? Absolutely. That's not going anywhere. It's still in my garage. I'm a little bit behind on the comments here, but Steven says the sound is a problem. Not many cars, if any, sound better than a Z06. Totally agree. Yeah. So that bar is set very high. It really is. But it is significantly faster. So you're giving up one thing in exchange for another. And really, the big thing I've noticed on the ZR1 is the turbo whooshing sound, at least, is pretty obvious, pretty audible. So you're kind of giving up that exhaust, that high revving flat plane crank sound for the turbo whoosh, and absolutely insane horsepower. I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing, really, to be honest with you. But we're in a world where we want it all. I want the sound too, and I bet you can do something to that ZR1 to make it sound more like a Z06. And if those cat pipes or whatever it is you were working with, Steven, if those do it,
yeah,
I'm good.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the things where I think there's a potential to open that up between like cats and this, because the manifolds will have the turbos like into them, so that'll be something somebody will come out with later. But the difference in cars when you take the cat deletes versus high flow cats is massive, so huge.
Vlad says, I hope the owner of Justin's C8 Z06 was carefully vetted before the sale. He was. Off camera, I flat out asked him, I was like, listen, you're 23 years old. Have you driven a car like this before? Like, with this much power? And he said, yeah, right. He's driven a couple of his friends. Apparently, he really got into the idea of the C8 after one of his friends got a C8 Corvette, so he drove that. And I said, okay, that's 500 horsepower. That's pretty good, but that's still not quite the same. And then his dad chimed in that his dad has a Cobra that weighs like, I think he said 2,600 pounds with him in it, and it's almost 600 horsepower. I said, okay, that car has no traction control or anything, so if your son drove that, he can handle the Z06.
Right. Yeah, that was my first thought when I saw that. I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know if you handed me that car at that age.
Right. I know where it would have gone. Yeah. I totally agree. But guys, again, smash the thumbs up button if you're liking the content. Looks like we're at exactly 100 thumbs ups. Let's try to get to 200 by 8:30. Again, if you're in here and you're wanting to know what the giveaway is, the month of July is sponsored by Solar Performance. We're giving away a Throttle controller tonight. $10 is an entry. $50 or more is double entries. But if you want to really hit it big, go to the Horsepower Obsessed website, buy a key tag. We'll give you 10 entries, or a t-shirt. It will give you 30 entries. So if you want to get the most entries possible, go to the website, buy a key tag or a t-shirt. I almost said key shirt. I need to make one of those. Like a key tag that looks like a little t-shirt. We'll call it a key shirt.
There you go. Hey, it'll work. Yeah, get those thumbs up, guys. Let's go.
Robert says, Justin, the new ZR1 is loud enough that you might be banned from some track days. Yeah, but I don't want to just be banned. I want to be like, literally escorted out by the police. I want it to be that loud.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Hot Rod Todd says, Justin wants to be banned from his own family picnic. Absolutely. I want to go to my friend's house and have him tell me I can't come in. The car is too loud. Right. Yeah. Fusion says, can you confirm if ZR1 wing can be swapped with Z06 wing when you get the car? I can already confirm that it's not going to be a direct swap because the ZR1 wing uses larger bolts to hold onto the actual stanchions underneath. So You could theoretically drill out the holes on the Z06 spoiler and use bigger bolts through there, but man, I don't know. I would fear doing that just in case you are messing too much with the aero of that car. I think you could do it, but it's not going to be just a direct swap. You'd have to enlarge holes and stuff like that.
Yep.
Brian says, Justin, is that poster in the background the same one as on your site? Yeah, that's actually my car. That's a picture of my C7 ZR1 that was put in the DuPont registry for the Expel ad. That's literally the ad from the DuPont registry just blowing up onto a poster.
Yep.
Excommunicated. Yeah, we're going to get into like John Wick stuff here, you know. I got to go to some sort of special hotel to get people to talk to me because my car's so loud. Yeah.
Gold coin when you pull in.
Yeah, right. Chris Kurt says, why not the ZR1X? So this is a question I've gotten quite a bit. Since they announced the ZR1X, everybody was asking me if I was going to cancel my ZR1 order and get an X instead. I'm not a hybrid guy. I don't care, really. I don't care for the extra complexity. The extra power is there, sure, but I don't personally think it's worth it. I don't want the extra complexity that if I keep that car 10 plus years, that I'm going to have problems with. I don't want it. It's not worth the extra power and the extra weight on the front end of that car. It's just not worth it to me. I would choose all engine all day, every day, if I can. Eventually, I know it's going to get to the point where I can't, but.
And aftermarket builds and stuff, it's really easy to get into that territory of you're like, do you really need more? But now we're actually in the world where we live in, where a factory car comes that you're like, do you really need more than 1,000?
I mean, that question is not that easy to answer because the very first thing I would do with a ZR1 with 1,064 horsepower, the first thing I'm going to do is I would tear off the cats and put on cat deletes because I want more power and more sound. I'm putting on an even Venturi intake to hopefully get some more sound. Solar performance throttle bodies to get some more power. And it's like, so no, 1,064, yeah, that's a ridiculous amount of power, and that should be more than enough, but it's not. I want to add more, but I'm not going to do it at the price of hybrid. I just don't like that setup.
Well, and it's all in how you get the power, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's all.
So Stephen Rapp is in for 10 entries. Thank you, Stephen. Stephen, if you want to get in even bigger, check out the website. I know you're no stranger to t-shirts and key tags for my website, but that will help get you even more entries. Key tag is worth 10 entries and a t-shirt's worth 30. So go to the Horsepower Obsessed website, get yourself entered in on this solar performance throttle controller giveaway. Let's see. Yeah, that's a great point. KP says, never ask how your old car is doing with the new owner. It might be heartbreaking. I made that mistake when asking about my old IROC. I sold a Camaro ZL1, a 2014 Camaro ZL1 I had to a guy in Georgia, and I found out very shortly after he drove it home that he was in an accident with it. It didn't total the car, but he sent me the pictures, and I was like, oh God, that hurts. Like, yeah. So I learned that the hard way too.
Yeah. Well, and we go back to the things of like, we're talking about, do you want the ZR1X versus the Z1? I'm really curious because I just saw street speed 60 to 130s and those things. Like, I'm really curious when you're talking 60 to 130, how much more you're going to get on a 60 to 130 pull when you're at speed with the hybrid battery, the battery weight, and all the
This is part of the reason why they were talking about this car on the track and whether or not the ZR1X would be faster than the ZR1. And the answer is sometimes. It depends on the size of the track and whether or not that front motor is doing anything at that point. Right. Chris Kurtz says the ZR1's not all motor, it has turbos. We're really starting to split hairs at this point. I think you know what I mean.
I think he was talking about ICE.
I want an internal combustion engine car without hybrid assistance. I'll take 14 turbos if it comes down to it. I'll take that all day too, because that's still an internal combustion engine. But like, even if they found a way to make the turbo fully electric and it wasn't driven by the exhaust anymore, that would be an issue for me. I would still have a problem with that because you're talking about an electric component that could easily fail, and if it does, now all of a sudden you're having an issue. Yeah, Stephen Rapp, I got you in for $50. $50 is double entry, so you get 10 entries.
Well, and also too, evidently the ZR1 and the ZR1X are not the big dogs that are coming.
Yeah, that is something we're going to talk about. I love the I love the segue there.
That
That's
literally had the eyebrow go up the other day.
Tom Banks says Justin Street Speed 717 has a new ZR1. Have you seen it? Maybe you could drive it. I'm already talking with him about going out and reviewing it one of these days. I actually helped him get that car, so I do know he has it, and I've been following along with it. I should probably be going out this week sometime to review it. But there is something I wanted to actually, yeah, David brought it up. It's a great segue to the fact that the ZR1X might not be the top dog, might not be the most power we get out of this car. So, Supercar Ranch says, what about electric wastegates? Again, we're starting to really split hairs here. There is a point of which you're not going to have much of a choice. Obviously, the ZR1 has electronic wastegates, and that it is what it is at that point. So, replacing an electronic wastegate is going to be a lot easier than finding a battery for a hybrid motor after they've stopped making it. That's my concern. And outside of that, the extra weight and everything.
Or what'll happen is they'll actually be into the next generations of the e-batteries or things like that, and your battery's obsolete because it was one of the first ones, and blah blah blah.
There's a lot to really dissect there, but ultimately my answer is I just don't want to get into the hybrid stuff. There's a million reasons why, but someone asked me if I would shoot why I'm not the ZR1X. That's why. It's not.
If it was all about drag racing and like being fast with electric power, I mean, for right now you can get, because the prices just tanked. You can get a Tesla Plaid for $54,000 and go out and run 9.2 all day long if that's really what you want. There you go for it.
Yeah,
I'll see it at 233 miles an hour on the other end.
Yeah, I mean that really is it. At some point, it's all personal preference. I mean, I don't have anything against anybody who's chosen to go with an E-Ray or get a ZR1X over a ZR1. If that's what you want, more power to you. This is simply my personal opinion. I would never, chastise anybody for choosing otherwise.
But if I was buying them because I was just going to drag race it and put it in the garage and drag race it in the garage, I'd get the X with the hybrid. Hell yeah, all day long. Or I'd do like Steven did and build a monster twin turbo E-Ray. Go for it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think
you're not going to beat that.
He has two cars in his garage, just two, that combined are well over 2,000 horsepower. Like, that's insane when you open up two garage doors and hey, there's 2,000 horsepower. So one thing
I thought I was doing good when I had just 2,000 in my garage with my Challenge, but he's 2,400 or something now.
Yeah. One thing I want to do here, guys, real quick, is we have a special guest on here that I want to bring on and kind of let him tell his story. Again, we did this last week where we brought on a guest and let them tell the story of why they enjoyed the Solar Performance products so much. But in this case, this is somebody that you guys might actually know. We have Steve Garrett waiting in the background here. He is the Corvette Today podcast runner. I've been on his channel. Oh man, this was a while ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. I was on his channel with him and it was really an awesome experience. He talks a lot about Corvette news, Corvette stuff, and he does it in a podcast kind of way. So join me, guys, in inviting on, we're going to bring him on in a second here as soon as I can figure this out. There it is. So yeah, here is Steve Garrett. Steve.
Hello, Steve.
How you doing?
Hey, how are you, Justin? Good to see you.
Good to see you. It's been a while.
It has been a while. We need to get you back on Corvette Today.
We do. I've been wanting to do it, but like we talked about it before, it was like, what would we do? And I feel like there is actually a good bit of stuff we could do. So we definitely need to talk about it.
Sure. Yeah, especially if you get your ZR1, we can get you back on and talk about your experience with the ZR1.
Yeah, absolutely.
That'd be great.
So, Steve, tell us, obviously we all know, I would imagine everybody in here knows of your Corvette Today podcast, but tell us a little bit about what you do with your podcast.
Sure. Well, Corvette Today started because of COVID. I got furloughed from my day job in March of 2020. And I thought, shoot, what do I do now? And it was my daughter, my 30-year-old daughter, and her infinite wisdom said, Dad, you're a radio guy. You've been on the radio in Kansas City for 48 years. Do a podcast. You know audio. I said, that's a good idea, but what do I do it on? She said, do it on something you're passionate about. You love Corvettes. You're the president of the Corvette Club of Kansas City. Do a Corvette podcast. I thought, you know what? That might have some legs to it. I Googled Corvette podcast in the end of March of 2020, and there was nothing that was current. The most current one was 5 years old. So in mid-April of 2020, I started Corvette Today. It's a weekly show. It comes out at midnight Eastern every Sunday night, 12:01 a.m. Monday morning. It is still the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. There's 280 some odd episodes out there, and it's really a lot of fun. I also have a YouTube channel, so that way you can either watch the show or listen to the show. And we talk about everything Corvette every other week with Keith Cornett from CorvetteBlogger.com. We do a news and headlines show. We started that in mid-September of 2020. So that's coming up on the 6th-year anniversary of the news and headlines show. But basically, that's it. I interview A-list people in the world of Corvette, like Justin from Horsepower Obsessed, and we have a great time. And it's still the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette.
Awesome. Steve, always a pleasure. I don't think I've ever ran into you at any show or anything where it hasn't been an awesome time to talk to you. So really,
thank you.
Really awesome to have you on the channel. But what you're here to do today is to tell the community here what it is you like about the solar performance stuff, because you are in fact a user of the throttle controller and the throttle body. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
All right. So tell me your experience with those. That's kind of what we're hoping to hear.
Sure. First of all, I've got a 2023 70th anniversary car. It's the white pearl metallic Stingray Coupe. And I got with Joe Lanza, and I got a solar performance throttle controller and the throttle body. And I'll tell you what, guys, this was probably the best mod I have done for my car. It's truly amazing. First of all, I put the throttle controller on, and that was like a night and day difference. It was amazing. Then I got the throttle body too. Now realize the throttle body OEM is 87 millimeters. The solar engineering throttle body is 91 millimeters. So you're automatically getting more air into that engine. But when you combine that with the throttle controller and the throttle body, they talk to each other. So it works out fantastic. It is like a night and day difference. As you guys probably know, there's 9 different settings for the solar engineering throttle controller. Each different setting goes from 1 to 9. Just for the heck of it, I threw it one day into ludicrous mode 9. It's like, oh my gosh,
yeah.
What is this car?
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, and all of a sudden it's not a Corvette anymore. It feels like a Tesla, a Koenigsegg, a Pagani. It's truly amazing. The beauty of it is the throttle controller and the throttle body actually talk to each other. So they work in harmony with each other, and it's amazing. Now, also realize, and I think, Justin, you know this, you've seen and heard my car at the bash at the museum. I've got a Soul Performance Products exhaust that is just phenomenal. And I probably would put that up against anything in the industry. Kooks, Corsa, Borla, anything. It is by far, hands down, the best exhaust that I've ever had Corvette-wise. I've also got the eVenturi carbon fiber cold air intake. So I noticed a nice increase when I put the eVenturi on. But when I put the solar engineering throttle body on and then the throttle controller, mind blown. It was a night and day difference.
Yeah, that's exactly that's the same order I did mine in as well. I did the eVenturi first, and then the throttle bodies, then the throttle controller. And it really is incredible how much of a difference there is. It's
oh yeah.
I mean, obviously the eVenturi helps it breathe better, but then when you put those throttle bodies on, it's almost like you have removed a massive restriction, and it's really an awesome feel.
It really is. And also know, and I'm sure you guys talked about it a little bit earlier tonight, but the solar engineering throttle controller has a mode where you can detach the accelerator. So if someone tries to steal your car, it's not going to happen. It's a beautiful thing. Literally, I started watching solar engineering when I had my C7. I had a 2014 torch red Stingray coupe with all carbon fiber, just like my C8 is. And I started watching them and seeing all the reviews that were so positive. Never saw one negative review on Solar Engineering for anything. And I got it for my C8 because I didn't for my C7. And I'll tell you what, like I said earlier, besides the Soul Performance exhaust and high performance cats, the Solar Engineering throttle body and throttle controller are far and away the best mod I've ever done with my car. And I've got over 100 mods on my 70th anniversary Stingray.
Perfect. I don't think
Yep.
you can say much more than that, Steve. We really appreciate it.
Yeah,
You bet. Thanks a lot, Justin. It's always good talking with you and hanging out with you.
Same
Yeah,
here, Steve.
and-
Always look forward to it.
And piggybacking off of what Steve was saying, Justin, I mean, we've put it on the dyno, right?
Yeah.
It's amazing that when you throw that thing on the dyno with now the controller doesn't add power, it gets you to the power quicker. But we
Yeah.
picked up 15 horsepower and 15 torque just by going to the ported throttle bodies on an NA car.
Exactly.
That's crazy that you're going to pick up that. That's at the wheel. Right, we even picked up 10 and 12 in the heat. It was 100 and something degrees when we dynoed it again. I mean, we've slapped those things on and dyno tested them. We probably got 40 runs. And every time we've put a solar product on with a ported throttle body, it has made power every single time. And that
Yep.
that just speaks a lot because, again, people always say, oh, ported throttle bodies don't add any power.
Right.
Well, I challenge you to go look at the dyno results that we have done repeatedly that show they actually do. So, and it's this car right here. I mean, we take it, we
Yep.
put it on dyno, and we beat the slop out of it. So, but it's amazing. Like he said, he's saying that when you put
Any
the throttle
future
body on.
Yeah, any future Corvettes, it's Solar Engineering first. Before
Absolutely.
any carbon fiber cold air intake, before any exhaust system,
Yep.
Solar Engineering, throttle body and throttle controller.
And
Yep.
your inventory
Yep.
is the best. We've done the same thing where I've dyno tested all of them that
Yep.
are out there right now. I got the Haltech coming to, and the Eventuri has just murdered every one of them so far.
All
Yeah,
right.
and the Eventuri looks great. And I've also got the red GM aftermarket trunk and frunk liner, so that
Oh, yeah.
Eventuri even pops out even
I
more.
bet it does.
and,
Yeah.
and it looks phenomenal. I wish I could show it to you and share a screen so you guys could see it, but it really is a showstopper. But boy, when you're talking about performance, Solar Engineering, I think I run Sport 7 or Sport 8 on
Yeah.
a pretty regular basis. And then
Sport
I throw
8.
it into Z mode. It's like, whoa,
Yeah.
hello, this is not a Corvette anymore.
Yeah.
Yep. Sport 8 is my preferred setting as well.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
Steve, we really appreciate having you on here. I appreciate the support as always, and we'll definitely talk more in the future.
Sounds
pleasure-
good, Justin.
pleasure to
Thanks
meet
for
you.
everything.
Yeah,
Yes,
thank
sir.
you.
Go to CorvetteToday.com and check out Corvette Today if you haven't.
Absolutely. Thanks, Steve.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Justin.
All right, guys. So you heard it there from Steve. I'm trying to bring on different people to kind of tell their story, tell their experience with solar, because again, I can sit here and tell you until I'm blue in the face, and so can David. But at the end of the day, we are what they call YouTubers, and sometimes not. I mean, I it's not me, and I know it's not David, but there are people out there that will push products that aren't necessarily any good just because they're getting paid to do so. I don't ever do that with you guys, but just to alleviate any possibility that is what is happening, I like to bring people on here that don't have any stake in the game. So hopefully that helps you guys realize just how good these throttle controllers are and just how good these throttle bodies are. Steve Garrett is obviously an awesome guy. I've talked to him multiple times. Every time I see him at a show, we talk, and he's a Corvette guy. So it's hard to not get along with a Corvette guy. So there you have it.
Well, and that was the first, like you said about being, a quote sponsor or whatever else. That was the first mod I put on my car. I had it waiting basically. And when I got it home, it took me 10 minutes and a screwdriver I put on, and I raved about it, and I still rave about it.
Yep.
I didn't know Joe. I didn't know anything. I didn't know about solar. I just did it. But, it's funny because, you've been on Steve's show, you and everything. So it made sense why, I've never got it when he said A-list people. That's why. So, because I'm like D tier.
Ow. I don't know if I'd say that, but I get what you're saying.
I got a video coming this week again about the throttle controllers,
Yeah.
how they work, and
Yep.
what they do for your cars. But guys, we're not BSing here. find somebody that has one and drive it. I'll
Yeah,
let you
and
drive mine.
like David said earlier, there's a no risk thing here, because if you buy the throttle controller, first off,
Exactly.
it's only like $200. You can send it back if you don't like it, no questions asked. But you don't even have to do that, because if you get in on this giveaway today, there's a good chance you win one, and then even if you don't like it, you really didn't spend much for it. So,
well, and that was one of the reasons why I bought it initially, because I was like, well, it's a money back guarantee. If I don't like it, I'll just send it back. But I was talking to Joe last week, and he's like, we've never had a throttle controller come back.
yeah,
So, that says a lot right there.
it really does. All right, guys. So we've got a bunch of entries in here. I do want to talk a little bit of actual news here before we get too much further into this. But before we do, guys, smash the thumbs up button. Looks like we are at 125 thumbs ups. We can definitely do better, but obviously everything is appreciated. Yeah. Best mod money you can buy is the controller. It is the cheapest, possibly the cheapest mod that you're going to notice the biggest impact from. So definitely, if you're not entered to win, get entered to win tonight, guys. Tonight is the last night for a throttle controller. Next week is the throttle body giveaway again, which will include the C8 Z06. So next week's going to be the big one, basically. I expect a lot of people to tune in and try to grab one of these, because those throttle bodies I think are $800. You could potentially win those for free, or for 10, 50 bucks.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah, Jay Brazelton loves his. Seawolf06 says, so do you think the throttle bodies and throttle controller without a cold air intake makes sense? Yes, absolutely. I personally think the throttle bodies made just as much of an impact, if not a bigger impact, than the Venturi intake. Because I had the Venturi, and then whenever I put the solar throttle bodies on, it felt like I added another new intake. Like there was a big difference in the way that car breathed. So I do.
And the package itself really works well together if you get both. But
yeah.
I mean, even if you just get the throttle control, it'll blow your mind, Steve Wolf. I'm telling you, man.
Yeah. All right, let's talk a little bit of news. One of the biggest things is, actually, that's a good question before we do. Justin says, do you need a tune with the throttle body? No, you don't. But a tune will help gain even more power out of it. So you don't need one, but it doesn't hurt either.
Yeah, and even on the Z06s where it's not unlocked, they have dual wide bands, and honestly, the car does an amazing job.
It does.
Of air fuel regulation, and you will pick up. The car will give you power without a tune. You'll pick up 15 at the wheels and good air. That's insane.
Yeah, and that's crazy horsepower from a throttle body.
At the wheels, yeah, that's 25 a pop.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
John Perkins, you guys know he won the ported throttle body on week 1. He's gonna put his on his C8 Stingray and let us know his opinion. I think it's awesome. He finally won one of these, because he's been looking to get one for a while, and I think he put in $50 and he won a ported throttle body, which was roughly $400 worth of mod. So definitely good stuff. But guys, let's talk a little bit about the news. Today, you probably clicked on this video because of the title, and a lot of what we were talking about was cutting nearly perfect C8 Corvettes in half, like literally cutting these cars in half. I don't know if you guys, have you seen this yet, David?
Yes. Okay. I was like, what?
I know, it's like, that title is definitely, it's going to grab your attention, because I'm like, why are we cutting the Corvettes apart? And it says, basically, these cars are, as you can see, physically cut in half. And these are brand new Corvettes. And the reason for it is right here. Tornadoes hit the Corvette plant in 2021, which led to widespread destruction of finished cars. GM contracts workers to cut up functioning C8 Corvettes with simple tools like a Sawzall, literally cuts them in half. Reassembled Corvettes are forbidden by GM policy, even if sold back to the original buyer. So if something were to happen to that Corvette while it was at the plant, like a tornado damaged something, it's kind of against them to fix it and then then to sell it to the customer, which I think is really strange. So a lot of these cars, like as you can see here, perfect functioning cars that they cut in half so they could not be resold. This is kind of crazy. Now, apparently this actually happened in 2021. I didn't see that date originally. So this is something that this isn't recent. But if you guys remember back then, I can remember whenever that tornado hit. So now this actually all makes a little bit more sense. But either way, it's just crazy that that they would do that. Like a perfectly functioning car, they got to cut it up. I think it's
Well, I mean, how do I get that job?
with a sawzall too. Like, can you imagine just like running around with a friggin' sawzall?
Let's go.
Yeah, like,
what are you gonna do today? I'm gonna cut up some Corvette.
yeah. Supercar Ranch says Tavares is salivating. Yeah. Oh man, I love Tavares. He has some of the best freaking content. He's building cars that are, flood damaged and broken and all.
Yep.
His build of the Murcielago was fantastic. I'm not even in the market for a Lamborghini, and I'm following this guy's build of this Murcielago. Like I'm like wanting one. It was just such an awesome experience. But yeah, Tavares, he probably wants to buy all these cars and stitch them back together. That's
I was just
funny.
gonna say weld them back together.
Yeah, that's wild. But let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, so over at the mid-engine Corvette forum, John is talking about a more powerful ZR1X topper. So a lot of us thought, okay, the ZR1X 1250 horsepower, that's probably going to be the top dog, right? Mm-mm. Tony Roma says no. He basically
no.
Yeah. He's basically saying if you think the ZR1X is the ultimate
crazy because... Go ahead.
If you think the ZR1X is the ultimate form of the C8, think again, because the Corvette chief engineer Tony Roma hinted there'll be even more to come from the mid-engine supercar. Now, we talked about this in the past where obviously the ZR1X coming out in 2026 is it obviously can't be the last C8 variant because we still have 2 to 3, maybe 4 more years of the C8 where we can't just be no new versions coming out. So we already know we were going to most likely get a Grand Sport, maybe a Z06X, and maybe a Zora. So that's three models right there. That covers 3 years. Yep. Now, obviously, the Zora.
I was getting excited because like maybe Zora does show up now, right?
Yeah, it almost has to. They've been trademarking that name for so long. It almost has to. And of course, if they bring the Zora, it's got to be something crazier than the previous top dog ZR1X. So 1,500, 1,800 horsepower, sure, why not? And somebody was actually saying it in the chat here up at the very top. I'm gonna have to really rewind. But somebody was talking about how there was a couple other engines that have been teased, and one of them was possibly a real high revving, I think he said 11,000 RPM, which is wild. If we got an 11,000, I've heard of a higher revving engine possibly coming, but I didn't hear 11,000 RPM. I'm thinking like 9,000 instead of 8,600. 11,000. Can you imagine what the Z06 would sound like at 11,000 RPM? That'd be freaking insane.
It would be insane. And the engineering, like we're all impressed with this.
Exactly.
But I'm going to tell you, from being in racing for so long, to go from 8,900 or 9,000 all the way to 11, the difference in the valve train stress and the stress on the motor is exponential. It's not going to just be a linear.
Well, that's the same word that Tad's used, that it was exponential when they were coming down from 8,600 to 8,000 RPM red line with the ZR1. That extra 600, that's not just a measly 600. That's huge on the drivetrain.
Massive. It is all and the forces in the motor itself. Like, I mean, you guys don't understand, like a rod and a piston going back and forth at 11,000 RPMs. That's F1 stuff right there.
Exactly.
I mean, that's tippy top of any car technology that's out there right now.
Yep. Jay Brazelton says that 2028 is their 75th anniversary, so look for something special. That could absolutely be. I mean, we're talking about these new models as if they're totally different cars, but don't forget, Chevy has done this in the past where they'll make an anniversary edition car that's really not anything new, but it's a new like color or carbon fiber package or something like that. They did it with the Carbon 65. It was either a Grand Sport or a Z06, but it had a special color, special options like carbon fiber, special wheels. So it might not even necessarily be a totally new car. It could just be a 75th anniversary. But either way, we've got new variants of the C8 coming. They have to be coming.
Oh, Supercar Ranch, you're talking my language. Let's get these Cosworth engines back. But you know the thing about it though, right? Like you just said, right? The Carbon 65s, the 427s, these limited edition ones that were like, extra stuff, we can still be getting those and get a Zora and get our Grand Sports and get, I mean, I think we're going to get our cake and eat it too, to be honest with you, with the way GM's coming with
Yep.
this C8 stuff. I really do think we're going to get our cake and eat it too.
Yep.
We're going to get everything we've ever asked for, because Taj was like, YOLO, I'm going out. This is how I'm going out.
Justin says, look at the new Lamborghini Huracan replacement, V8 revving to 10,000 RPM. I don't think
Exactly.
the C8 story is over yet. I also think the Viper is going to be that Dodge is going to be bringing back the Viper. That's been a rumor for a while too, that the Viper's coming back. And honestly,
Right.
Dodge would be totally stupid to not do it. So I would imagine we're going to see a new Viper within the next 10 years. And the Huracan revving to 10,000, to get it to rev to 10 or 11,000, it's not that it's impossible, but like David was saying, you start to really stress these components to the point where, can you warranty it? That's the big thing to watch.
Right.
And yeah, like E-Ray says over here, 11,000 redline is nothing new for the import world, but it would be insane for an American V8. Exactly. The import world's been doing stuff like that for a while, so they know how to do it. If GM just comes out tomorrow with an 11,000 RPM V8, let's say 5.5 liter, they have no experience with that. Like it's just, here it is.
Right. Well, and you're also talking physics, right? You got a piston in a C8 that's this big versus an import where you got a piston this big, or an F1 car where you got a piston this big. They can spin that high, but you're talking about throwing that much mass around at 11,000 RPMs. I mean, the tolerances have to be razor thin, and you'd have to literally, like you said, the engineering, the materials, it would just be next level stuff to warranty that, to be able to sell it to the public. I mean, it's not, Lamborghini's evidently doing it at 11,000 or 10,000. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, the difference though is, of course, Lamborghini makes far less cars, so they're not really a production. And they can pay more attention to it, the tolerances and all that stuff. Plus, they don't really have to warranty a million of them if something happens. There's a lot of reasons why Lamborghini could possibly do it and Chevy can't, but I'm not saying that they necessarily can't. I'm just saying there's a lot to go into this.
Anthony said they can warranty it, just build more engines.
I mean, that's how they've done it in the past. That's how they've done it in the past.
He's not wrong.
Jay Brazelton says that also the TRX is coming back. I've been hearing this now for a couple years that the TRX is coming back. If the TRX comes back and they do what I think they're going to do to it, which would be, if it comes back, I would imagine they slap either the Red Eye engine or the Demon engine, let's hope for that, into it and beef up a couple components here and there, and then bam, you got a new truck. Everybody that has a TRX currently will buy that, no doubt. And that's all they really need to change.
100%.
Give us a bigger engine, bigger shocks, and a couple changes here and there. Bam, new truck. And they're going to charge $150,000 for it.
They won't be able to make enough.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, they had the problem with the TRX to begin with. Same kind of problem the C8 did, where people were paying over MSRP because they wanted it so bad.
Yep.
So anyway, we talked about a Corvette being cut in half. Why not, right? More powerful ZR1X topper. Obviously, something's coming. Even you guys are hearing the rumors of a higher revving engine, which I never heard a specific amount of RPM for. I just heard that a higher revving engine was possibly coming.
Higher revving.
Yeah. And like I said, I assumed like 9,000 RPM. I didn't think 11. That's pretty nuts. But
if you get it to 10, man, it's amazing.
Yeah, even at 9 though, like we're at 8,600.
I was just gonna say, you really have to wind one of these out.
Yeah.
To current red line to understand, to get to 10, how insane that would be, because this thing never stops.
Right.
Never stops
You would literally be in one gear for like 20 minutes. No, I mean, obviously not, but it would feel like 20 minutes. I remember the very first time I drove a flat plane crank car that revved really high. I felt like I was shifting at 5,000 to 6,000 RPM. I was like, I'm short shifting the crap out of this car because I'm just so used to a 6,000 or 6,500 RPM red line. And it's like, it's really hard to get out of that feeling.
Well, and it's the same way the other way around. When I got my C6, I bounced it off the rev limiter a few times the first day I drove it because I was waiting for it to keep winding. And it stops at 7, which is still high for that car. But I mean, it's the same thing, man. It's the same thing.
Chopper Larry, you'll see here pretty soon that that's not necessarily the case. But Joseph says, yeah, does the throttle body void your warranty? No. So, I mean, there's so many layers to this. I get this question a lot on my channel, and I can't just say yes or no, because
Right.
it doesn't void your warranty as far as your throttle body or your engine is concerned. But if something were to happen to the throttle body itself and it stopped working for some reason, GM's not going to warranty that. That's not their part. So technically, that is not under warranty anymore. But if you put a Solar Performance throttle body on and your front driver's side strut stops working, you're still going to be covered under warranty, even though you have an aftermarket part in the car. Those two are not connected in the slightest.
Yeah. Vlad says about the NASCAR motors at 350 cubic inches, 358 can spin 10K RPM. But yeah, they get them rebuilt after every race. And a lot of
Exactly,
them,
right.
It's like, it's not like you're going to warranty something for 100,000 miles or 60,000 miles. So same with the Pro Street stuff. Like
Yep.
those motors are the same, but they build them after every run. They take them down and rebuild them.
Yep. Last thing I want to talk about here, guys, is the 2025 ZR1s that have been rolled over to the 2026. And I added these up, and it's around 160 some Corvettes that have been rolled over to a 2026. These are actually the specs of those cars. Now, what you'll notice, of course, is that there is no Rapid Blue or Seawolf Gray that got rolled over from 25 to 26 because those colors are gone. So these are all new colors that are available for the 2026, but these are guys who could not get their 2025s built. So these are guys that will be rolled over in front of you. Even if you're a number one allocation at a dealership, these guys can be rolled over in front of you. So even if you're number one, that doesn't necessarily mean you're really number one. This is where my speculation of waiting possibly 6 to 8 months for a 26 ZR1, if not longer, comes from, because even if you're number one, these guys could be rolled over in front of you. They're going to get the build first. But these are the build statistics or specs here, and they're kind of interesting. So like I said, I added all these up. It's roughly 167, I think it was. But bunch of Sebring orange, some Roswell greens, whites, blacks, yellows. I mean, all the colors, they're all covered here. Interesting that, number one, that these are even available, because if you guys haven't noticed, we got another bunch of allocations. I think it was this past Thursday. And again, ZR1's not on the list. So you got your Stingray, your E-Ray, and your Z06. No ZR1s. So we're now 2 order cycles into the 2026 allocation cycle. And ZR1 is still not even given any allocations. So I get this question a lot too. Justin, when are you going to order your ZR1? I have been told I have one of the first allocations. The problem is GM hasn't given out any allocations. So until they do,
Correct.
That dealership can't even give me an allocation, even though they've promised me that I'll have one of the first ones. So I can't order the car. I can't do anything with this car until GM actually puts out some allocations. Once they do that, then, we're off to the races as far as ordering it, speccing it out, submitting the order, waiting for the order statuses to come in, then ultimately getting the car built, and then ultimately getting it down to the museum for a delivery. I feel like that is at least 6 to 8 months away, if not more. So, and yeah, where's the builder? Anthony George, where's the builder? We still don't have a 2026 online build tool. So we don't know any of the actual like new options, because they're gonna put new stuff in there that they haven't talked about yet. We don't know any of it yet. We haven't seen any of it. We don't know the actual full price of what your car would even be. So my ZR1, if there's new options in 2026 that I want to add, those, well, I don't even know the price of them yet.
And just for frame of reference, when you're talking about timing, right? So I got pushed from 23 to 24.
Yeah, that's right.
On my services allocation, and the order didn't officially get in at Criswell till August. Wasn't built till the first week of October. Picked it up a couple weeks later at the museum. So I mean, like you're saying, like even if you got yours first because you were pushed over from 25, you're still not going to be getting one tomorrow. It's going to be a minute. So
that's what I'm saying. And that's ultimately why I went a slightly different route with a lot of this stuff. Like I said, you'll know more about this in the coming week about what I did in the meantime between now and when the ZR1 might be coming. But that's the reason I did that, was because it's gonna be a minute, like David said. So yeah, we'll see. And yeah, Chopper Larry says, be ready for a 27. If it really gets pushed that hard, if it gets pushed from a 26 to a 27 because they can't build enough, I don't know. I mean, it is what it is, but at the same time, that would be very disappointing. Very
Hi,
disappointing.
John Perkins.
I think though, Justin, so the way you're doing it right now, though, with what you've got coming, I think you just won't care because you're going to have
totally
so
agree.
much fun,
Totally
and you're
agree.
just going to be like, you know what? Okay, when it comes, it comes. Got it. Boom, it comes. You're great, but yeah, what you got coming, I certainly think that it's just going to be up.
I totally agree, and that's again another reason why I did it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
again,
the ring time, like
right.
That's another thing. I would have put money on the fact we were getting this thing 2 or 3 weeks ago because they put out a teaser saying, "Hey, it's coming," and then radio silence. And I've heard a bunch of people saying, "Oh, it must not have been very good, so they're not going to put it out." They're going to put it out. There's no way that they put out this teaser saying, "Here it is, expect it," and then they're just never going to give it to us. That would be ridiculous.
Yeah.
If they never said anything
No,
about it, I would say, "Yeah, you're probably right." But they mentioned it's coming.
Yeah, actually, a guy that I work with was over there at that time because he was doing the ring. He just did his ring stuff like after it. But he was over there and he said, yeah, they were going for times. Like it was, it was
without
no
a
messing
doubt.
around.
Yeah.
It was, he said they were going hard. It was going for times. He said they even pushed them hard sometimes when they were having some issues with them that they had to kind of look at and fix and test. But he said they were pushing hard the whole time they were there.
They were there for one reason.
Yep.
They were there to get times.
That's what he said.
That's it. And there was a couple pictures that were taken of the ZR1, at least the ZR1, maybe the ZR1X on the Nürburgring. And these pictures were taken in a way that looked like the ZR1 was the only car on the Nürburgring. So I know obviously they could have been far behind or whatever, but it looked like the ZR1 was the only one on the ring. And in the background, you could see the sky, and it was beautiful blue skies. So there is no way that particular run was affected by weather. So we really should have a time here soon. And you guys know Tony Roma came out and said, "Oh, don't expect it to break any record, blah, blah, blah." I don't know how much actual, trust I put into that statement, because it kind of sounds like almost like he's baiting you. Like, when we put this number out, it's going to blow your freaking minds, but he wants to under-promise and over-deliver, basically.
Exactly.
So
100% that's what we're going to do.
Although I could see it going either way, maybe they do that, or maybe he comes out and the number's really not that great. I would say on the ZR1/ZR1X, we are going to be under 6 minutes and 50 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
But how far under? Don't know.
Well, we'll see.
We'll see. All right, guys. So I'm going to give you guys 3 more minutes for last minute entries on the Solar Performance Throttle Controller. Again, go to the website, horsepowerobsessed.com, get a key tag, get 10 entries, t-shirt, 30 entries. Get a chance to win this. I got everybody so far that has ordered a t-shirt or sent money through Venmo. I've got you added in there. So if anybody out there wants to do more, now's your chance. I'm going to give you a couple more minutes to get those in, last minute entries, and then I'm going to start adding these names into the wheel. And this will be given away tonight, like I said. Everybody so far, I know John Perkins got his throttle body, and the throttle controller, I believe, was shipped out as well. So this will go out this week once the winner is determined.
Yep.
E-Ray, C8 Nate, next week is the big one, is the Z06. It's included with the Z06 throttle bodies. That's going to be when we're going to allow free entries for members as well.
Yep. And I will see you Sunday, Nate.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
Lewis, I will check my email. And Brian, I know you had mentioned something about checking the site. I did. I saw you're on there. I appreciate it. You're going to get a cool shirt out of it. Can I buy the C8 picks or C6 picks? If you buy anything from the website, Justin, you'll be entered in just the same. The controller does work for the C6. Next week is the ported throttle body, and that would work for the C6 as well. He has a C6 ZR1, Justin, or David.
Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna meet up at Carlisle. I have to get into this. You know, and my buddy that was over there said they were still talking about. He actually asked me. He's not a Corvette guy. He's a BMW guy. He has some M4 comps and whatever. That's what they rented for the track. But he said about people were still talking about Max Verstappen like getting in the GT3 car, I think it was, or whatever, for Ferrari just destroying the lap record. They're like, why doesn't GM pay Max and put him in a car if obviously he could destroy the GT3? And I'm like, I don't know, dude. Maybe it's like, now you're paying all these F1 guys to come drive your car.
And
I don't know. But
I
mean, he literally had never driven the track before. I
Yeah.
didn't know all the details, but he had never driven the track before. He did it in a sim. Then he got in the Ferrari GT3 car and like murdered the lap record. Then gets out, gets back in his personal car that they're shuttling around him and takes off. Doesn't even make a big deal about it. I don't know, man. Maybe you start hiring F1 guys.
I always like the fact that GM uses their engineers because they're not race car drivers, and that's not that they're not great drivers, because they still are, but the fact that they're not race car drivers means what they're doing is not completely out of the realm of possibility for you to do, and that to me, because they're not F1 drivers, they're not race car drivers, they're not NASCAR drivers, they're just engineers who drive really well. And that to me feels more like what we need as Corvette guys than, some guy.
Well, and that's what they did when they first put it out. They took engineers to 5 tracks in the U.S. and broke all the records without a pro driver.
Yeah.
Pro driver.
Right. Texas Clay says, Justin, I asked Ben Keating what he thought the time would be, and he estimated 650 plus. I guess as long as they beat the GTD, I'm okay with that, but that still just seems almost, and I mean, I hate to use this word for this, but it's almost disappointing. I really feel like it should be under 650. I did get yours as well, Anthony George. The Jack Pucks would not get you entered, Justin, because that's not, basically I'm just a reseller for those. I get like $10 out of that. So if you wanted to, like the t-shirts and everything, those are pure profit, so that makes it easier to enter people in on this stuff. Between Justin and I are going to be doing a video with the C6 and the C7 ZR1, just because they're both ZR1s, so that would be kind of cool.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, and again, I am King. I'm actually shipping my car to Justin, and I have no idea what he's going to do with it. So
not really.
As long as it doesn't come back pink, we'll be okay.
Well, it's definitely going to now. 10 Seconds 06 says, if it doesn't beat the GTD, we'll never see the numbers. They sealed their fate. They already told us the numbers are coming. They have to give us the numbers. So even if it doesn't beat the GTD, we're going to see them. And I would guess at this point, if someone said 650, that it would be exactly 650 just to beat the GTD by 2 seconds. I feel like 650 is almost disappointing.
650, bro.
I know. I feel like it's got to be under that.
There's just no way.
I know.
There's just I'm putting it out there. I'm putting it out. There's no way it's just 650.
I said initially that it was going to be under 650, so 649 or lower, and I stand by that. I really do think that it's going to be around there, but it might be higher than what Jim Marrow said originally, which, when he said 623, we all hope that that's accurate. But, we'll see.
Well, even if you're in the 640s, this is some lofty company, man. That really is.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And that's the thing, is like, even at 650, you're talking about a car that is moving.
Yeah.
All right, guys. So I think we're going to start setting this up. I don't think I've gotten any more. Nope. No more entries. I don't think any more purchases on the website. Justin, I am going to throw you in for $10 just because I make something around there on those. So $10 is just one entry though, but I'll put you in there.
I'm pulling for Justin on that just because he's got the one entry. I want to see this.
Everybody always pulls for the underdogs on these, it seems.
Yep.
All right, I'm putting the names in the wheel now. You guys got about 20 seconds at most to get an order in if you want to get last minute order in.
Yeah, and real quick, I still have 2 of the 3 sets of wheels for sale. The brand new set that's never been out of the box, except for pictures, the black with the red, like the anniversary wheel with the red stripe around it, and then my stock graphite wheels. The other set, General Lee is going to pick those up. So I'm holding those for him. But if you're interested, email me, dbmracing2019@gmail, and I'll hook you up.
This is one. All right. Blood Saber says, what website do we buy from? I'll post it in the chat here. It's just horsepowerobsessed.com now. If you buy a key tag, it's 10 entries. A t-shirt is 30 entries. Right there's the link for you if you want to just click it. I'll wait a couple extra minutes for you. One entry has won before, and actually that's C8 Nate, and he's in here.
He won Nate.
He won $700 grill guards with one entry, and I'm pretty sure it was a free entry.
I think it was the first set of grill guards that went out, wasn't it?
No, it was a second. At least the second. Yeah.
Okay.
It was at least the second one.
Okay.
Blood Saber, they are Z06 wheels though, right, David?
Yes, they are. All sets are Z06 wheels. Like I said, the black ones with the red stripe are brand new. Then I have my graphite set that I think I got mine at like 800 or 900 miles. I got my wheels from Forza. So they don't have much on them, but they're spotless. There's nothing on them. But like I said, the other set's already spoken for. General Lee's gonna get those. But
Justin,
I still have 2 to go.
Send me a text. I actually know somebody selling C8 Stingray wheels. So send me a text and I'll connect you guys.
Oh, and also too, I may be able to help Justin with some E5 wheels too, but not 100% yet. Justin, I'll get with you. Yeah, I saw that, Darren. I didn't stop my car finder app that was looking for stuff and it popped up. I saw that.
No, Justin, I don't have those anymore. But yeah, shoot me a text. We'll get you hooked up. All right. Was it Bloodshed? Let me know if you're going to buy something from the website. You'd be the last guy coming in. So, well, nope. We just got one from James now. It looks like 2. James, we got you in for an entry.
Blood Saber just responded.
James Middleton is in for an entry.
Blood Saber, just email me dbmracing2019@gmail. I'll cut you a smoking deal, brother. Yeah, actually, who I got them from is my guy. I order all my manifolds from to paint them, and he's a parts guy. He had ordered them for somebody, and they backed out of the orders. They're literally sitting in the box, brand new, never even been touched.
Z06 wheels.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
I know, man. And like I said, I can get you a smoking deal. Believe me.
All right, Blood Saber, if you're ready to move on, we're going to spin this wheel, so just let us know. I actually sold the C6 Z06, Justin. That's why I got rid of the wheels. All right, so it looks like we're going to go ahead and spin this wheel, then I don't want to wait too much longer here.
Big bucks, no whammies.
All right, so here is the wheel. We're going to, of course, up at the top, we're going to hit shuffle a couple times just to spice things up. And here we go.
All right, I'm pulling from the 1 entry. Here we go.
I don't know that name.
I don't know the name either, but Brandon Jensen.
Hey, congratulations.
Yep. Brandon Jensen. I that is a new name for me, so I'm not sure who that screen name is. Brandon, if you're still in here, let me know, because you won, and I just need you to email me. So just email me at the horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. And yeah, I need to know your username too. I'm not sure. Not sure who that is. Yeah.
Incognito.
Yeah.
What's up, Amber?
Raise your hand if you're Brandon. He said, "What's up?"
Hey, David.
Hi.
Yeah, she can't hear you. So,
Oh, you got to hear from my bad.
all right.
Sorry, I
Well,
can't hear
Brandon,
nothing
if you're in here, just shoot me an email, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com. Let me know what your screen name is and your shipping address, and we'll get this thing sent out to you. But you are the winner for tonight. So,
Congratulations.
yeah, congrats. Really nice. It was awesome as usual, guys. Thanks for all the support. But we're going to wrap this one up. So we will see you guys same time, same place next Monday night.
Gordon Cruz. I haven't seen him.
Stay
in
obsessed.
See ya. Yeah, stay obsessed. Exactly. How about that?
There it is.
There he is. There he is. Actually. All right.
There he is. There with her.
There he is. Okay, so that is his actual name. Brandon, just shoot me an email, horsepowerobsessed@gmail.com, and we'll get you squared away. Thanks, everybody. Stay obsessed. Thanks for the support. Take it easy.